Hi, I'm Carla Singson, and right here with me is Libni Fortuna.
Yay.
She's a life coach based in the Philippines. And in this YouTube channel, we're going to talk about how people live life on their own terms, build businesses on their own terms. So I actually met Libni in my early years as an event organizer, and we would just meet each other on these events. She used to bake crinkles,
Yes,
which is a
pastries.
pastry. Can you describe it for people who don't know what crinkles are?
It's like
My mouth is watering already.
it's like a whoopie pie wherein it's like a little cake with something in between, a sandwich in between.
Yeah, I think it's like a baby of a cookie.
Yeah.
And
There's like a cream
bread.
cheese in
yeah,
there.
yeah, but she makes this really colorful and flavorful crinkles, and that's how we met.
Yes.
And then she started a life coaching career. So I have 4 questions for her right now that she doesn't know. She's very nervous. So, okay, number 1. What is the most difficult thing about having a life coaching career or being a life coach?
Letting them understand the behind, because it's easy for us to sell when there is something tangible that they can get from it.
Right.
However, it's difficult to sell, challenging to sell something that they can't see, the intangible, and it's something that you cannot, it's a forever piece that people don't get. So it's an intangible piece that's difficult to sell to them.
So as a business, how do you do it? Like, how do you sell a life coaching arrangement, engagement? I don't know what you call it.
My life, basically my life, my learnings, and then testimonies from others who have succeeded too.
Yeah.
So I sell the intangible, and along with the intangible, there are tangible things that they see, like for example, houses, and that's what makes them believe on that. And the consistency as well of showing up, that's how I sell it, making them believe that it's possible.
Yeah, because I think that people really want to change themselves, or they want to change something in themselves, but they really need a push. It's like going on a diet, right? It's like we procrastinate, and then when are we going to hire that fitness coach? There's no telling the exact time.
Correct, true, that's true.
Yeah. Sige. So next is, I always hear this statement that students learn from their teacher, but teachers also learn from their students.
That's true.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned from one of your coaching students? You don't have to mention their names.
Grabe ka, no?
Miss Universe question.
What's the biggest lesson I learned from my students? I guess they just showed me evidences of how true this work is. Their result, their successes has taught me personally that the beliefs can actually change the reality of this person, because that's what I teach my students to. Hirap mo question. And then that they taught me that yes, it works, and they're showing me that it works. So it keeps me motivated to do it all the time because I see results.
Yeah. Yeah, no? Kasi if you think about it, like if you're baking,
yes,
and your the time is wrong, or your measurements are wrong, you will see it because the pastry is not perfect.
Yes, yes.
No, but with a student, you keep working with them, and when do you
Yes.
see that your work is done? No?
Yeah.
Parang you have to really see the evidence.
Yeah, and
You
they're
have-
very happy. It's the result that I get from them, the emotions that I get from them. So that's what keeps me going. Yeah.
Yeah.
The satisfaction of that is, yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally believe that. Parang you also learn about yourself
Yes.
by working with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer.
And they reflect a lot of things for me, which I cannot reflect on a daily basis unless I learn it from them and I hear it from them, and they are a reminder of, oh, right, yeah, I remember. And
It's like a special mirror, no?
yeah, so I like it because the energy is going around. So that's what I love about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So, life coaching as an industry in the Philippines is pretty new. I guess the closest career that I can point is the and the albularyo, no,
Yeah.
which is muhula in Tagalog,
Yes.
albularyo, these faith healers. We have some faith spiritual healers.
Yeah.
So life coaching is a new concept, but a lot of Filipinos are curious about this industry. So my question is, what would, as an outsider, what would I be surprised to learn about Like what is something in the life coaching industry that I would really be surprised to learn about as an outsider?
I guess the first thing that's coming out of my mind is the changing of beliefs, because once upon a time, it's really what I work with. So once upon a time, we had a certain life experiences that led us to a conclusion wherein it shaped the belief that we have and eventually how we live our life. So unknowingly, we go into a certain pattern that we do over and over and over again. Tapos we seem to be trapped by in that circumstance. So
and you don't know, no? Sometimes.
And you don't know. It's very unconscious. Like, I thought like this is just the life. Like it is what it is. However, like with life coaching and the way that I do it, it's more transformational. I call it transformational life coaching. I go back to that certain situation when that happened. Detangle changed the belief so that moving forward, it changes the behavior. So it's more about what beliefs work for you so you can change the behavior and change the result. So that's what I do. It's just not like, oh, this is what you do. However, I really go to the root cause of what's keeping that happening parang over and over again, and how can we move forward from that. So it's a different result from then on.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I think that's really a good answer, because in a way, parang the term coaching is taken from the practice of consulting, right? So if I was a business coach, I'm a business consultant, I'll tell you how to grow your business. But like, it's different when you tell someone, I'm gonna help you change your beliefs. It's like
change the
oh,
belief,
you know, even just hearing that out loud, I feel a little bit of resistance.
Yes.
You know, like what? Why? No, I like my beliefs.
Yeah. And it's limiting people. So
Yeah.
unless you do something about those limitations, you can only live to that level of beliefs that you have. So what I do is I let you get out of that box so you can live the life like really live it and not just exist. Like that freedom of self, like, there's more for me. Pwede pala, like really maximize this life, because we only have one life, right?
Right.
So how can
YOLO.
you maximize it in a way that you really use this time to really live it? Parang ganun.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. And for my last question,
Yes.
tumataas naman ng most cortisol spike.
Kaya pa, nalubot na already na kaya.
Last question is, tell me, what are your thoughts? This is an open question, basically. What are your thoughts on the Filipino consciousness? Where do you think are we at right now as a society? And what is your prayer for Filipinos?
Yes, I guess because we know this, that we've been colonized on that sense. So we merely are in a very low vibrational where everybody is surviving. They live in shame, they live in dogma because of the religious. It's a very religious country.
True.
So we are living in a way wherein we base the way we operate is through the Bible and what's good and right and follow the rules all the time. It's just lakihan natin. And it's kind of a pro and at the same time very, very big con. So that's why we feel very small, because yun nga, we're living in a system wherein we're controlled by that, and that's how we survive as a country, because with everything that happened. So my only prayer is that they just open their minds to something bigger and not close off their beliefs, because there are also other beliefs that might help each and every one to improve the quality of their life. So that's just what I wish na my role as a life coach is to just open the minds, and those who are ready will go beyond what is the limiting here in the Philippines, and instead of them surviving, but they start thriving. Parang ganun, because that's the consciousness that there is here in the Philippines, especially with what happened in history, etc. So here, like you, changing the belief, shaking the mindset so that they can live a life that we are both enjoying, with the influence as well of other countries, other beliefs that has helped us in living in abundance, and we're no longer surviving. So hopefully, maging good na there is more for us. And that's what made me do this work, is because when I went to Australia, sabi ko, why are you guys very abundant? Pero ang Pilipino, grabe ka poor in mindset.
Right.
Yeah, so it really was about the mindset. And so I said, like, I'm gonna bring that to the Philippines, not really because of the Philippines, but because of my children. Like, they are why I'm doing it. Pero like, my kids, I will make sure that I instill that abundance, where how would I reach to you if I don't reach out to the people around me? So basically, take it or leave it. I'm just here to offer something, and then it's up to you if you take it. Pero for me, I really live in a very abundant, happy, very, very soul-filled life. And I'm living and not just existing. So yun.
Yeah, I like that. I like that parang advocacy. My question is, like, sometimes concepts like that, like life coaching, improving yourself, sometimes it feels like a privilege or an elitist dream, because, like, for example, I need money to afford a life coach. If I was poor, or if I'm a single mom and I'm a poor single mom, I really can't think of life coaching as an investment. And this is the same as concepts, as more abstract concepts in third world countries, developing countries, like environmentalism, feminism. These concepts are so out there na parang I understand the concept, but I also understand that that is not the priority of people, especially in the Philippines. Most people are living below poverty line. Yeah. So how can someone start this journey without spending a lot of money, or without it having to be at the back burner because I'm so busy making money? I'm a single mom, I have to work, I have to work 3 jobs, ganon, or single dad, no?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just look for someone that inspires you, and then look at for sure they have free contents that you can absorb. Books, podcasts, YouTube, it's all there. It's just really a matter of resourcefulness until you're able to afford someone to support you on that. So you also have to do the work before the real work happens.
Right, you have to deposit para maintaining balance. Yeah.
Correct. If you go hire someone already, like, it's going to be a waste of resources.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas you really want it, like, there's I really want to change, and
Yeah.
that's also the energy that you put into creating that change will also contribute to the change that you want in your life. So the bigger the energy you put, the bigger return. So
Okay. Can I ask more questions?
Mm.
This is gonna be my own podcast, selfishly. What are some of the bad or negative life coaching practices that you really abhor or you don't like, that you swear you will never do, but other people do it, unfortunately?
They just do it for the transaction, for the money that they
Right.
get, and even if it's not ano ba, heart-led, it's more on, you paid for this, so this is only what you get. So I'm really more about, because I've been there, like, I gave money and I should really get that part ba, and if I knew in my heart that I did everything, parang, yeah, so anyway, so that's it. Transactional life coaching, I don't want. And then parang, yeah, that's just it. Transactional. Like, you're doing it for the money, no. Like, no, for me.
Yeah.
So, because you're teaching about life, and if you put money into it, na parang, I only do this because I get something from you.
Yeah. Purely.
It's a different story, Jud.
Yeah.
I don't like if it's very fake, ana gani, murag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you get that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because in general, if you think about it also, it's a bad business practice. Diba? To have a successful business, you have to think of customer success. Diba? You have to think of your customers succeeding without you, your customers thriving because of you or the service that you gave them. So if you look at it from the lens of a business, it's not smart
Correct.
to take the money and then not do a good job.
Correct.
Because now you have the money. Diba? It doesn't even make sense for your business. So
Yeah.
my last question would be that walk me through the process of how you design your programs specifically for Filipinos. Like, what difference, you've been exposed overseas for, like, how they do trainings, retreats, how they do life coaching. How do you design the programs you have to really fit what Filipinos need at this time?
So I really address the losing of voice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so most people.
What do you mean when you say losing?
So, meaning, because I grew up in a family where I can't really use my voice, so I was always like, okay, yes.
Pleaser.
Yeah, people pleaser. So I address it in a way wherein if I were to join a retreat or a program, parang that's how I wanted to go ba. So basically, I address, like, what is the root. I start with, what's there? What are you hiding? Parang ganon. Like, show me, because I don't really care. Parang ganon. And then when it's there, when they see it, parang, it doesn't define who you are. Parang ganon good. And I break that by saying what it is, like using the voice, and then doing rituals on them where they throw it on the fire, like really changing that belief in it.
Right.
Then after that, I really make sure that, okay, I'm letting that go and make them believe and decide for that moment, like, yeah, I'm really gonna let this go. Like, it's time for me to let it go, and really announcing it in front of everybody, because it's a collective, it's a collective work. So the more that you say it, the more you would believe, and everybody would be cheering on it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I really make sure that it's locked in. I really have visualizations of, like, how would it look like, all these processes, and at the same time, I help them somatically. So I really believe that as emotional beings, like, energy, that there's so much energy running around, and if you don't express it somewhere in your body, it gets stuck. Kaya parang, why am I triggered even if I didn't do anything?
Yeah.
So what I do is I help them through the different chakras, and in a very short, mataas siya, pero like, in short, like, I help them using their voice to release it. So
Yeah.
that's why, wala, like
Yeah.
that. Because I also went through the same process.
I started burping as you're
Yeah.
talking. This is my third burp.
Correct. Like, that's how I do it. I really walk them through what I think is best for me. And then at the same time, I celebrate them and then really lock in that belief. So in the
Yeah.
whole program, I really make sure that I don't give them the answers. I just probe and they give the answers themselves.
Right, because they have it. They have it
They
in them.
already have it.
Yeah,
So I
that's
don't,
good.
like, it's up to you. Like, I'm just here to suggest, ask questions, and for you to look within. It's not
Facilitate.
Yes, it's not a space for healing. I just offer a space for you to self-reflect the things that you're avoiding,
Yeah.
because you already know the answer.
Yeah.
Parang ganon.
I really like that practice because that is actual coaching. You know, I took a coaching certification before, and the biggest thing that I learned was, as a coach, you have to believe in the intelligence of your student.
Correct.
In that they have all the answers and you're just there as a
To facilitate
facilitator,
it.
because that will humble you
Yeah.
instead of being a coach na will tell you what to do.
Correct.
Right? That's not coaching. That's
Yeah.
like mentorship, or even like
Yeah.
giving orders. It's order
Yeah,
giving.
And then
Yeah.
the blame will be on you. Kay, sabi mo, you
Right.
said like you're gonna do this. However, if you empower them, they have to be self-led to create that decision.
Yeah.
So unless they create that decision, you don't want to carry the baggage of students na, you said, they're like, so what did you learn? So what are you gonna,
Yeah.
like, what's the
Process.
action? Because you already know. So empowering them to believing in themselves, because we already have the answer. Like, at the very core of who we are, we already know what to do. To eliminate the beliefs, to to really be clear on what you want and follow through. Because if you're aligned with your decision and yourself, parang, I'm unstoppable. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that regardless of what people say. So, like, really going back to the core center and the essence. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that because it is like walking yourself home. Ba? It's like reminding you that you have the power, you have the choice, you have the answers.
Correct.
Because sometimes you just need to be reminded of that. And as sad as it sounds, but also optimistic, sometimes you need someone else to tell you, to remind you of that. So thank you so much for giving me a lot of enlightening answers about all my curiosities in this industry. Because for me personally, I'm a client and I'm a happy camper. I regularly invest in life coaching, in spiritual healing, Reiki, somatic, workshops. I've done all of that. I'm a big Joe Dispenza girl, so like I've done a lot of self-work, and I continuously invest in it. And every time I come back to the Philippines, I always have this desire or hope for the other Filipinos to be exposed to work like this. So, Libni, I'm sure a lot of people are super curious how to find you, how to find your work, and tell us, who are your best students? Who do you love working with the most?
Who do I love? They are the visionaries, the artists. They're the ones that are mostly misunderstood by society because of how expressive they are. So I'm into those people who want more in their life. Na they can't just seem to get out of that box. So really about artists, kasi
Nice.
like the artist,
Finding their voice.
the artist, it can, like, all of my friends are artists.
Nice.
And then I'm for those people who are there, na they know that they have the passion and the power within, they just don't know how to go out there. So I'm there for people who has lost their voice, and now I'm ready to take it back. Parang si Ariel lang sa
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, diba?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm there for those people, because that was me one time.
Cool.
So I'm there for those people who want more and knows that they deserve more.
And how can these people find your work?
In Instagram, Libni Fortuna. Mag-change na ako ng apelyido. So, Libni Fortuna, TikTok, Libni Fortuna, and then podcast. Anyway, moving forward, and easy lang naman ako to approach. So, may capacity lang to reply
Just
to the
message
message.
her.
Yeah. Thank you, Carl, for
Thank
having
you, Libni.
me. And it's a very insightful afternoon and talk for both of us. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Libni and I will try to answer all of them as much as we can. But if you have any curiosities about life coaching as an industry in the Philippines, the work of a life coach, me as a customer of life coaching, please ask us. We're super open to answer all of your questions, because all we want is for this industry to really thrive with the right people and the right voices. So thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.